Why do black men braid their hair? And who invented braids, the Vikings or Africans? Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sephora Moses and I welcome you to Ink and Tales. If you're just joining us, please consider subscribing to my channel. I'd love to have you here. According to historians, black people use their hair to identify their tribes, wealth, power, religion, marital status, and to protect their natural hair. Most importantly, braids were used by enslaved black people to communicate escape routes and even to hide food for their children as they were forcibly separated forever. Many African groups braided hair to identify with their tribe. Braiding became a way for black individuals to reclaim their identity, express their cultural heritage, and to resist Eurocentric beauty standards. During the civil rights movement in the 1960s, natural hairstyles, including braids, became symbols of black pride and a rejection of assimilation. It is a long-standing practice within many First Nations for males to wear their hair in braids. It is seen as a symbol of their connection to culture and indigenous roots. But who invented braids, the Vikings or Africans? Braiding hair is an ancient practice that predates the Viking Age and has been found in many cultures around the world. Evidence of braiding can be traced back to ancient civilization in Africa, Asia, and Europe. Braiding hair has been a tradition in Africa and black cultures for thousands of years. Braids have been used to communicate, express identity, and celebrate cultural heritage ages back in Africa. Historical accounts. Braids' origin can be traced back to 3500 BC. Many African groups braided hair to identify with their tribe. Evidence suggests that braiding began with the Himba people in what is now Namibia. Therefore, many argue that Vikings did not invent braiding. There are depictions of braided hair from as early as 30,000 BC and BCE, including the famous Venus of Wellendorf. There are figures with cornrows in cave paintings in North Africa that date back from 6000 BC and BCE, like the braids we see mostly today. Most cultures have had their own styles of weaving hair together to create different braids. While the Vikings are almost always mentioned in the argument of white women and men being allowed to wear braids. The Vikings wore braids, but not like the styles that are used in today's cornrows. Box braids, locks, and many other styles worn are African-based and look nothing like the Vikings and other cultures who had their own. And the changing of a braid's name, like cornrows to box braids or Fulani braid, doesn't change the culture it was stolen from or make it appropriate for someone outside that culture to wear it, according to the ongoing argument. As long as we can tell, the practice of braiding hair has been around all over the world for many millennia, and some say it is impossible to know where the first braids came from, as they have been recorded literally in almost every culture. However, the ancient civilization of Egypt on the continent of Africa enjoyed plaited hairstyles, at least to those who could afford such frivolity, fancy wigs, and even fake beards. Meanwhile, some critics have doubts. They can't be absolutely certain. They said, it's like asking which race started basket weaving. Scientists believe it's the ancient Egyptians simply because they feel like Egypt is one of the oldest empires. Hair braiding has roots in ancient Africa. Many experts believe cornrows are the oldest braiding style. In the 1950s, a French ethnologist and his team discovered a rock painting of a woman with cornrows in the Sahara Desert. Ancient African cave paintings depicted images of women with intricate braids weaved closely to their scalp, or as we know them today to be cornrows. While others argue that the practice is not owned or accredited to any group of particular area. The oldest known findings of hair braiding may go back about 3,000 years. The Venus of Willendorf, a female figurine estimated to have been made between about 28,000 and 25,000 BC in modern-day Austria. The Venus of Brancipo from the southwest of France is estimated to be about 25,000 years old and shows a braided hairstyle. During the Bronze Age and Iron Age, many peoples in the Near East, Asia Minor, East Mediterranean and North Africa are depicted in art with braided or plaited hair and beards. Similarly, the practice is extensively recorded in Europe, Africa, India, China, Japan, Australia, and Central Asia. The Aboriginal peoples of North America also used braids as well for many centuries. So there you have it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye.